Fire Mage guide in patch 10.1. In essence, the Fire Mage is a highly mobile caster that utilizes instant cast spells such as Fire Blast and Phoenix Flames, while able to cast on the move with Scorch as well. This in general makes Fire Mage quite a high skill cap ceiling, and that's without our new set, which makes the rotation even more janky, primarily due to the varying haste levels. This can be with double lost, it can be PI no lost, it can be temporal warp and PI, so stuff like that definitely changes your rotation quite a bit. Alright, let's start with the basics first. A no tierset 3-minute opener. Keep in mind that Fire's AoE is identical to its single target rotation. There are minor exceptions. Alright, so now for the 2-piece opener. This will be 3 minutes as well. The 2-piece changes our rotation quite a bit, seeing from the first fireball followed into a phoenix flame to maintain the charred ember uptime. opener. This will be quite odd at first sight, but just bear with it.
This is the end result of ideals and hope. This is reality. Naruto, what is there here for you in this reality? Your mother and father are gone. Your master, Jiraiya, too. And if you keep standing against us, you'll continue to lose your friends one by one. This shall become a world where no one who acknowledges you will exist.
What should I do? I don't know. I don't know anything anymore. Someone, please help me. Give me an answer. I'm not in love.
She decided to die at the hands of someone she loved. No matter what words you say. To me, Rin is someone not meant to die. Rin is only Rin, alive. What caused me to despair is this world itself. This counterfeit world. Look at me. There's nothing in my heart. I don't feel pain any longer. This hole was opened up by this world of hell.
I will not accept any of this!
Rin was my sole light and hope in all this dark world. After I lost Rin, the whole world as I saw it changed. It became a black hell. This world holds no hope.
Everyone feels the same pain when losing something dear. And now, this world shall know pain. Almighty push! My pain is still far greater than yours!
It's okay now. You don't need to suffer anymore.
So we hinted at it a bit earlier, but your haste levels will vary your rotation. For instance, if you're above 100% haste, instead of utilizing Scorch within your combustion window, you want to be starting with Fireball. Basically, if you are not casting Fireball, it's impossible to fully min-max your hot streak alignments. You would basically munch procs if you were using Scorch. It's just physically impossible to chain those Pyroblasts back to back within a 0.1 second window. It's just impossible. That's why with Fireball it's manageable above 100% haste. Keep in mind, when you press Temporal Warp and you are getting PI, then it means you as well have to probably start using Fireball in your combustion rotation. Alright, so you've learned the basics about the rotation. What do you want to do now? So your primary focus would be getting your tierset. It would be your biggest gain in AoE, as well as still useful in single target. After that you want to get your hands on an unused trinket. These can be gained from various dungeons. It includes the Spoils of Neltaris, the Irradius Fragment, as well as the Talent Trinket from Uldaman. All of these three dungeons are great to farm as well because they have other items that are also worth farming. For instance, Halls of Infusion drops the Haste Mastery offhand. It's best in slot stats for Fire Mage, for instance. In terms of gearing, you want to be focusing primarily Haste Mastery, after that Verse Crit. However, in general, eye level is always value the highest just because it scales your main stat. And your main stat scaling is what actually increases your throughput primarily the most. But of course, don't go playing Fire Mage with like sub 10% haste or something. That would be a nightmare in terms of your Fire Blast regeneration. It's scaled with your haste. Alright, some tips for Mythic Plus then. In this clip here, you're seeing I have no combustion. It's just I'm going into a pack and you have no combustion. It is still possible to do respectable DPS even outside your combustion window. It just simply means you have to min-max your hot streaks gains. Basically above 100%, mobs will grant you guaranteed crits. If you can spam plenty of fireballs during this window and generating those into hot streaks, um, you can then still get a ton of value. It's just basically reliant on your foreset, sadly. Basically, you can gain a mini SKB combustion like here, and then you can just send your empowered Phoenix Flames, and you can still do respectable damage. Some tips for the raid then. For the raid is just probably learn how to play Arcane Mage, because Arcane Mage is better in most scenarios. The only scenario where Fire Mage truly shines better than Arcane is fights like Mythic Sakali, Assault, where there's like plenty of spread cleave, but even in that scenario, if the mobs are dying too fast, you cannot generate, how do I put it, enough hot streaks to do damage. But also fights, for instance, like Sakarn, where there's like this passive cleave with the golems that have prio, but you don't want to lose boss damage at the same time, so Fire Mage is still useful in some scenarios. Probably you're gonna see a lot more Fire Mages clear the raid once they get to like massive haste levels, like 38% haste levels. Um, Sadly, not much of a PvP guy, but yeah, I would not play Mage in PvP regardless. In terms of talents, these are the talents that you want to be using in all types of content. There's not much variation. Sadly, not until 10.1.5. That's when mages are gonna get a massive rework. I'm hoping it's gonna be better than what we have now, because right now there is, let's just say, 30 out of 30 predetermined talents, and yeah, it is what it is, but at least Fire Mage is still, I would describe it with the foreset, quite fun to say the least. Like getting those empowered Phoenix Flames when you have like double lost and you are pulling massive packs. The output and just the way it flows is quite, the way it flows and just plays is quite rewarding, I would say. Hope that helped you guys. Thank you so much for watching.